You won't believe what happened when this tiny baby met his 125-pound protector for the first time. The moment their eyes locked, something magical began. A bond so pure, so powerful, that it would reshape everything we thought we knew about gentle giants. But before I show you what happened next, I need to tell you something. If you're still watching and haven't subscribed yet, you're missing out on stories that'll restore your faith in the incredible connections between animals and the people who love them. Hit that subscribe button now, because what you're about to witness will stay with you forever. Trust me, you'll want to see more moments like this. When Sarah found out she was pregnant, she had no idea her life was about to change in two ways. The first change arrived on a Tuesday morning. A tiny, clumsy Cane Corso puppy they named Atlas. 8 weeks old, all paws and wrinkles, with eyes that seemed to understand everything. The second change was growing inside her. We were terrified, Sarah admits now, her voice soft. Everyone told us we were crazy. A massive guard dog breed and a newborn? They said it would never work. But something extraordinary happened during those 9 months. As Sarah's belly grew, Atlas seemed to know. He would rest his giant head on her stomach, completely still, as if listening. When the baby kicked, Atlas's ears would perk up. He was gentle in a way that defied his size. The day they brought baby Owen home, the real magic began. Atlas didn't rush. He didn't jump. He sat 3 feet away from the car seat, watching with an intensity that made Sarah's heart skip. When Owen let out his first cry in their living room, Atlas looked up at them as if asking permission. Sarah nodded. The massive dog approached slowly, sniffed once, and then did something that made Sarah cry. He laid down, rolled onto his back, and went completely limp, showing the most vulnerable position a dog can offer. Submission, protection, trust. "This is my human," Atlas seemed to say, "and I'll guard him with my life." From that moment, they were inseparable. Owen's first months were a blur of sleepless nights and endless feedings. But through it all, Atlas was there. When Owen cried at 3 a.m., Atlas would pad into the nursery before Sarah even woke up. He'd sit beside the crib, his presence somehow calming the baby. The pediatrician warned them about hygiene. Friends questioned their judgment. But Sarah watched something she couldn't explain. Owen would stop crying the moment he saw Atlas. His tiny fingers would reach through the crib bars, grabbing at soft fur. And Atlas? He never moved. He'd let that baby pull, grab, even accidentally poke his eyes, and he'd just sit there with what could only be described as a smile. When Owen started crawling, the real adventure began. Atlas would lie flat on the floor, creating a living obstacle course. Owen would crawl over him, under him, even try to ride him like a horse. The 125-pound dog took it all with endless patience. But here's where it gets incredible. Owen was a late walker. Most babies walk around 12 months. Owen was approaching 14 months, and Sarah was starting to worry. The doctors said to give it time. But Atlas had other ideas. One afternoon, Sarah watched from the kitchen as Atlas stood up and walked slowly across the living room. He looked back at Owen, who was sitting on his playmat. Then Atlas walked back, like he was showing the baby how it's done. 2 days later, Owen took his first steps. He stumbled toward Atlas, arms outstretched, determined. 5 steps, 6, 7. He crashed into that gentle giant who stood firm like a furry wall, and Owen grabbed onto his collar, laughing. Sarah sobbed happy tears. Her husband captured it on video, a moment they'd watch 1,000 times. As Owen grew, so did their bond. The terrible twos, not so terrible when you have a 125-pound therapy dog. When Owen had tantrums, Atlas would simply walk over and sit beside him. The weight of that presence, that unconditional acceptance, would calm the storm faster than any timeout. They developed their own language. Owen would pat the floor twice. Atlas would lie down. 3 pats, Atlas would roll over. A whistle. Atlas would come running, sliding across the hardwood like a cartoon character, making Owen shriek with laughter. The park became their kingdom. Other parents would clutch their children, nervous about the massive dog. But then they'd see it. Owen, barely 3 feet tall, walking confidently beside a dog that could swallow him whole. Atlas would match his pace perfectly, never pulling, never rushing. When Owen would fall, which was often, Atlas would stop immediately, waiting. One day, everything changed. Owen was 4. They were at the park, near the pond. Sarah was distracted, just for a moment, talking to another mom. Owen wandered toward the water's edge, fascinated by the ducks. He slipped. Before Sarah could scream, before she could even turn fully around, Atlas was already moving. He grabbed Owen's jacket collar in his mouth and pulled back with such force that both of them tumbled onto the grass, 5 feet from the water's edge. Owen was crying from the fall. Atlas was standing over him, checking him, licking his face. By the time Sarah reached them, her heart hammering, Owen was already calming down, his small arms wrapped around Atlas's thick neck. The other mom who witnessed it said something Sarah will never forget. "That's not a pet. That's a guardian angel in a dog suit." Now Owen is 6. Atlas is slowing down a bit. 8 years old for a giant breed is getting up there. But their bond hasn't weakened. If anything, it's deepened. Every morning, Owen's alarm goes off. But he doesn't get up. He waits. 30 seconds later, his door creaks open, and 125 pounds of love trudges in, jumps on the bed, against the rules, but who's counting, and becomes the world's best snooze button. Every night, after stories and songs, Owen whispers the same thing. "Good night, Atlas. You're my best friend." And Atlas, gray now around his muzzle, rests his giant head on the bed and stays there until Owen's breathing deepens into sleep. Sarah knows what's coming. Giant breeds don't live as long as smaller dogs. The vet has started those gentle conversations about quality of life and when the time comes. But she pushes those thoughts away, because right now, in this moment, she has something precious. She has proof that souls can recognize each other across species. She has a 6-year-old boy who learned empathy, loyalty, and unconditional love from a dog who was supposed to be dangerous. What do you think? Do you believe animals choose their people, or do people choose their animals? Drop your thoughts below. I read every single one. The truth is, Sarah didn't rescue Atlas. Owen didn't train him. Atlas chose them. He chose to be gentle despite his size. He chose to protect despite his breed's reputation. He chose love. And in return, he received something most humans search their whole lives for: pure, uncomplicated, endless devotion from a little boy who sees him not as a guard dog, not as a pet, but as family.